Great.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 4 at FAT. So our group members are Russell, Jess, and myself, Ada. So I'm really glad to represent our group and share our research topic with all of you. So our research topic is media coverage and marketing strategy of Huawei overseas sales. So our basic research question is whether media coverage or marketing strategy impacts Huawei's overseas sales. Because we have saw 3 very important papers, especially the last one. It's written by Russell, Jess, and Ada, just published this year. So this paper thought like media is more influential than marketing campaign. And is that so? Because we have saw a lot of like negative news media report about Huawei, the big giant tech company of China recently, and especially after the arrest of the Meng Wanzhou, so the CFO of this company. So we know like the Huawei also just launched a lot of new products May 20. So there are 2 very extreme forces about this company. One is very negative, the media report, and another one is very positive, it's marketing campaign. And from our understanding from the marketing study and also media study, we know like the media has very strong influence on customer preference and choices. And on the other hand, marketing strategy nowadays are very sophisticated and localized. They always focus on their target customers. So also we know like because all the marketing strategy, it is all about the positive image and the good perspective of its products, its brand, its image. We know there are a lot of pathways there, so whether it's true or not, from a customer perspective, we know it's kind of like objective. It's subjective, not objective. And also we know from like media study, it's all about like maybe fake news, because media are very biased. It has its own ideology, and because of its ownership or because it's like belief. So we know like they have very strong influence on customer preference and choices, but they also have its own interest and there are conflict of interest. From a customer perspective, whether they will respond to the product-specific information from media more or to the marketing campaign strategy of a company. So whether it will incorporate the media image or the marketing image of the company. So that is our motivation and our research topic. And our idea, it is more generally about in an environment of intensive media coverage, how effective is marketing campaign on customer behavior and choices. More specific, because we have 2 different, maybe opposites, thought and presumption about our hypothesis. On the one hand, our research proposed that an increasing amount of negative coverage from Western media will reduce overseas choices and overseas product sales of Huawei. But on the other hand, because we know like media coverage are very biased, whether the customer will incorporate this like message into their choices. So on the other hand, maybe a company's marketing strategy has already been designed to offset the negative coverage of media, and therefore its overseas sales won't be affected. And the customer know like they have already designed their marketing strategy that way, and they will believe maybe more about their marketing strategy and campaign. And about data and tools, so we use a very mixed approach. So from a quantitative perspective, we use the sales figures announced by Huawei, because we know it's a private company, but it will announce its sales figures quarterly, and we can collect this kind of data. And from a qualitative perspective, we also want to collect responses from the customers of Huawei's products and also the customer of competitor products. Why you choose this mobile phone and not that one? So we know like Huawei target customer is between the age group of 30 and 40. So we will collect the responses more from this target group and ask their opinions about this company and the image of the company. Also, because we are studying like the media impact, so we will collect the news articles of foreign media about Huawei. For tools, we will use text analysis, so it's more about textual content mining. We will try to find the keywords about Huawei, how many times the name of Huawei are mentioned in a news article, and whether in this news article it's a positive words mentioned more than the negative words. So whether it's more about a negative perspective of the company or not. And we'll also like use archive data. It's more about the sales figure of the company, and also the focus group. So we will interview and also have focus group study about our target customers and target group, and ask about their opinions of Huawei. Also, we will use SPSS for our regression analysis and just see whether there's XY and whether there are causality between the media report or marketing campaign and the customer choices. So what is new? Because our study focuses not only on marketing and not only on media, but also on international business. So our study is the first one from our knowledge. Then it's a interdisciplinary study looking into different types of influences on customer behavior and overseas sales. So we are not only focused on one information intermediary, but different types of information intermediary. And so what? Why our study is important and why our research is important? Because we want to provide in-depth understanding about how different types of information intermediaries affect customer behavior and overseas markets, and how customers incorporate different message from different channels. Because all the channels have their own interest, so how should customer respond and how did customer respond? And our contribution, so we have 3 levels of contribution. From academic perspective, so we suggest maybe future marketing studies and research, they should also consider the influence of other information intermediaries, not only just our marketing campaign and the company's behavior, but also other external parties' influence on its marketing strategy. And also from a very practical perspective, we suggest companies, when they design their marketing strategy and campaign, they should incorporate the influences of other like negative, maybe there are some scenarios very negative, so how should we respond to this kind of scenarios when they design their strategy and marketing maybe process. Also from a broader perspective, from maybe society and national level, we suggest like a better and fair trade across different borders, because we know like there are very negative media image about Huawei, but we also know like Huawei really launched a very advanced technology like new camera, new mobile techniques. So we want to just advocate like not because of the political influence, we should really see the truth about the technology and the truth about this company and its products. So it's our contribution for the society. For the last one, other considerations. So firstly, the validity of the sales figures of Huawei, because it's a private company. It can just announce like we have a huge sales in American market, in Australian market, but maybe it's not true. So how can we justify whether the sales figure is true or not? So that's a consideration. And also like the ethics around cultural sensitivity, and especially I want to mention the political influence, because maybe the customer in American market or Australian market, they know their media has strong bias, and maybe they think, oh, maybe I can't believe the media because it's just fake news. So they won't believe in the media just because they know there are some political influence. So it's not just media influence, maybe there are other external sources of influence also affect our study. I'm just joking, the possibility of World War III, so maybe they just wars there. That's all about our research topic, and